What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing great, man. The weekend is almost over, so I'm going to kick it off on the positive to kick you in your new week. And we're talking running backs. Top 25 running back rankings for the 2023 fantasy football season. Just did the quarterbacks. Check that video out if you want to see what I see with these quarterbacks in terms of value. Yes, it's early. It's end of May. We're in voluntary OTAs. Things will definitely change. This is a good standard right now of where I see these players entering into, mandatory OTAs and training camp, etc. So let's dive into number one. Jonathan Taylor is my top player right now at running back, and I could say that he's the top player in this in fantasy football drafts, as we enter in right now. You can scoff all you want. Why would you even scoff at it, man? This guy was one of the best players 2 years removed just because he goes down with an injury and had a crappy offense with a Matt Ryan. A lot of people saying, this offense could sputter with an Anthony Richardson. Completely agree. However, this offense is going to be extremely run heavy, something like we saw with the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. RPOs for days with an Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. You're going to see the efficiency rates go through the roof. JT's going to run a boatload this year. Do not be concerned about the injury. One-off situation as we sit right now. JT's my number one. Number two, CMC. Christian McCaffrey. Can't fault anybody who has CMC as their number one guy. I completely understand. 88.2% consistency rate last year on the boom games. He's going to do it again. And Shanny's offense, they're going to utilize him a lot. First time in the last 3 years he's played a full season, full slate of games. Does concern me a little bit given his history of injuries. So definitely that's why I got the flip right now. It is 1A, 1B between JT and CMC, but I'm taking the, cautiously optimistic approach and saying JT's going to stay healthy over a CMC this year. Number three, Saquon Barkley, my guy, playing on the contract year again because he's playing under the franchise tag. The Giants offense does look good. Added new talent, some speedsters like Hyatt on the outside to, create no stack boxes for this offense. Daniel Jones, Daniel Pennies. You got to call him Daniel Nichols. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, he's going to feed this offense quite a bit. He looked a lot better with Brian Daboll as the head coach, and I think Saquon Barkley he wants his bag, man, and he's going to be running wild this year. Saquon is an easy number three for me. Number four, Austin Eckler, and I get it. A lot of people love Eckler. I love some Eckler as well, but you got to understand, man, in this offense, 107 receptions was the after because of how many injuries this wide receiver room saw last year. This year now, it's Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You still got Joshua Palmer and the rookie Quentin Johnston. So now if everybody can stay healthy, you got to understand regression in receptions for Austin Eckler is definitely coming. He only saw himself, 204 rush attempts. So, I mean, he definitely piggybacked his half PPR upside with receptions. Definitely not going to hit that 100 reception threshold this year, barring any injuries once again. Number five, Derrick Henry, King Henry. How the hell do y'all got him at number 9 on the expert consensus rankings? What the hell are you guys smoking over there? Okay, and here's why they're doing it, and I understand why they're doing it. The dreaded 30 years old running back stigma is definitely being placed on a Derrick Henry to be consensus number 9 right now. Foolishness, man. They're going to continue to run with Derrick Henry, and if you want to cash in one last time on this value at ECR 9, I'm taking it all day long. He is my number 5 guy, and I think that Derrick Henry, before he hits the age of 30, he's shown no signs of breaking down. Yeah, okay, the injury, we got it, but I mean, he's going to be just fine this year, especially in an offense that still has Ryan Tannehill. They're trying to build Will Levis. Derrick Henry's just a point-producing machine. He will be, once again, only 29 years of age before 30. You got to get that last year before it may fall off a cliff next season. Number 6, Nick Chubb. Man, we got some Chubb for Nick Chubb because there's nobody behind him anymore, man. It's Jerome Ford, even though I am a Jerome Ford supporter and think that he will be a very good and capable spellback in this offense. Deshaun Watson does have offensive pieces now that he's going to be able to play with in Elijah Moore, and now you got Amari Cooper still, and you drafted that Tillman kid, Cedric Tillman, so you're going to see this offense be able to spread the ball around. Again, here's the situation. No stack boxes. Nick Chubb finishes anywhere from top 5 to top 7 every single season, y'all. Do not fade Nick Chubb whatsoever. He still is a point-producing machine. Do not give me PPR upside whatsoever because Nick Chubb is the anomaly of that. He doesn't need catches to make his point productivity happen, and he will again this season. Number 7, Bijan Robinson. Rookie for the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan is this guy, man. Generational talent. We use it a lot. It's cliche, but it is Bijan. He is one of the better guys. Very similarly to a Saquon Barkley. Can we expect Bijan to be what Saquon was in his rookie year when we saw over 2,000 yards, 15-plus touchdowns, 91 receptions for Saquon? That's a little bit lofty, no kidding. But Bijan is going to be fed the ball at every opportunity in this offense. They will be playing from behind likely a lot, and there could be a great deal of garbage time for a Bijan. I could see easily top 5 is attainable because top 5 last year, half PPR was 267 points or something like that. You got to understand that that's very much attainable for a Bijan Robinson, who is going to be one of the better running backs in the NFL in the next 3 years. Number 8, we got Josh Jacobs. I know a lot of people got him higher. They got him at 6 as the consensus ranking. I got him at 8. And, I mean, the touches scared the hell out of me, man. 340 attempts and 53 receptions. That's a lot of work, man, for the Vegas Raiders. He did stay quite healthy on the right side this past year, but you got to believe with his injury history as well and how much they were utilizing him in this offense, you got to believe that that's going to maybe hamper him this year. I love Josh Jacobs last year. I was preaching it up hardcore. I'm a little bit more lukewarm on that this year. I still like him at good value, but there is injury potential concern for me. Number 9, Ramondre Stevenson. Dre, and I was, again, big guys with light feet that have hands and can catch. You guys got to listen to my scouting reports, man, because I was, preaching him up a lot out of the rookie year when he came into the NFL. His consensus is number 10, so I'm not far off. And I think, very limited competition with these New England Patriots. They got James Robinson. Okay, he's going to spell it from time to time, but Dre is one of these guys, true 3-down back, big body, he's got wheels, he's got hands, light feet, like I said, goal line upside. He's going to have another fantastic season. Get Dre on your team, no question. Dalvin Cook, number 10. For me, and you guys got him at number 17 on the consensus. Y'all be smoking that green stuff, I'm telling y'all. Dalvin Cook, man. It's Dalvin Cook. Yeah, okay, here's the situation. He hasn't hit a wall. He hasn't gone over the hill. He hasn't lost any kind of, ability in his game. I believe it's because of how the offense is run now under the new head coach this past year. I don't think he fits into the system, and the rumors suggesting that, he may be dealt to another team potentially. I don't see it at this point. Why would they do that? They got Alexander Madison. Yes, they drafted that McBride kid, and they still had a Ty Chandler. But why would you not deal Dalvin Cook? We could see it during training camp. Let's just, I'll put the caveat out there. So if he does get dealt, the situation will change. If he remains on these Vikings, he's number 10, man, and I don't see how you guys can say it otherwise. Still 264 rush attempts and 39 receptions last year. You added an Addison who's going to help this pass game and Kirk Cousins. They might utilize Dalvin Cook that much more. If not, you're going to get very similar productivity you saw last year. Top 10's not out of the question for a Dalvin Cook. Number 11, Tony Pollard. Well, everyone's got him at number 8. Forgive me, man. I am not as, favorable on a Tony Pollard. Love his game. Think he's very good. Is he a true 3-down back? I mean, are we already anointing this man to be a true 3-down back? We'll see. Can he handle the 250 to 280 touches to 300 touches? We shall see, man, if his body breaks down. He's got lightning jets, very explosive. Love his game about that. He's got PPR upside for days as well. But we'll see, man. He had 193 attempts last year. If he can get over that 260 range and stay upright for the entire season, taking that punishment in the backfield, then I will definitely eat my words and say I was wrong. But I have a little bit of, hesitation when it comes to Tony Pollard, even though the Dallas Cowboys offense is going to be quite stellar. Number 12, Najee Harris. I'm back in on Najee, man. You guys should be too. This offensive line got a little bit better, not necessarily overly the top better, a little bit better. They got some assistance, got some help. The good part about it is they drafted that Washington tight end who could literally be a third tackle on this team, and he's going to be on that line, so they definitely will help out the Najee Harris cause. If Kenny Pickett continues to impress and continue to move forward in his progression, we're going to see Najee Harris have a banger type of year. He is fully healthy. He looks damn good, looks efficient. The burst is back in that foot. He was dealing with a Liz Frank type of injury, so you guys got to understand what you're talking about with Najee Harris last season to this season. If he comes out of camp healthy, I'm all in on Najee Harris this year. He's going to do wonders. J.K. Dobbins at number 13, where the consensus has him at 19. Again, y'all be crazy, and I don't even care what the hell you guys are doing over there because you're wrong. And I'm going to say it right now. J.K. Dobbins in this offense already was going to be, a banger type of player. His last 6 games were phenomenal. He started picking it up. He had a setback with that knee injury, and that was what was the cause for concern. Why are you concerned now? We saw what could happen the last 6 games of the season. He looked very healthy. The running style did look a lot better, and now you've got added pieces in Baltimore with a lot of these wide receivers. Now you don't have to necessarily rely on the run game, but now, again, no stack boxes is the key, and open lanes is where J.K. Dobbins is going to feast. The only concern is the goal line upside. I do understand that, but the amount of point productivity and efficiency J.K. Dobbins could see this year is going to be lights out, so the potential is very high. I like J.K. at 13. Number 14, my guy, Travis Etienne. And you guys know my work. I'm a huge Etienne supporter, always have been from the Clemson days. This one concerns me a little bit. I was super high on him last year, and this one a little bit more concerning only because of a guy named Tank Bigsby. And I'll tell you why. Because Tank is that great complementary back that this offense desperately required. And the fact that they went out and got a Tank Bigsby to help aid in a Travis Etienne, it does scare me a little bit. It's not overly worrisome because I do like the value for Travis Etienne even at number 12 consensus. That's totally fine. I get that. But there is potential if a Tank Bigsby, who is being completely slept on through this entire draft process, nobody's even talking about Tank right now. Tank's a damn good football player, and he is the exact, opposite of what you're looking for from a Travis Etienne, and there will be more splits as the season does go on. I have no doubt in my mind this run game will be maybe 60-40 Etienne to Tank if it does go in that direction, if Tank does impress in this preseason. If Tank doesn't, then this whole point is completely moot because then Travis will take his role back. He looked damn good last year, taking a lot of carries, 220 carries, 35 receptions. I do want to see that reception game increase for Etienne, but that's why I got him at 14 right now. Number 15, Aaron Jones. I'm the same as consensus right now because I think this offense is still an enigma that we don't understand how it's going to go, and be. I'm a fan of Jordan Love. I think that he's a good quality quarterback. Is he ready? I do believe so. Has he seen enough grooming? I do believe so. And they're going to lean on this ground game to give him all the support with Aaron Jones and an A.J. Dillon. So you know that it's going to happen this way. I think Jones definitely is going to be one of these guys that is under the radar. Come your drafts, and I think he's going to be a great steal for you. Could be easily a running back 2 on a weekly basis. You don't even have to think about it. Number 16, Kenneth Walker III, the Seattle Seahawks. Consensus has them, 2 spots higher, but this offense now, with how Pete Carroll did this draft with Zach Charbonnet, it's going to be a Charbonnet-Walker show, split backfield, lots of running attempts, even though it is Geno's offense, and they got a Jackson Smith and a Jigba, but they're going to lean on this ground game. That is Seattle's MO. Pete Carroll loves his running backs. Kenneth Walker should still get 1,000 yards in this offense, but I do fear some touches are going to get pulled back because of Charbonnet, so that does worry me a little bit for a Kenneth Walker. Number 17, Breece Hall, where consensus has him at 11. Here's the thing, y'all. If you guys are comfortable with the ACL, when did he break that ACL, tear that ACL? What was it, October, week 6? And you guys, we're not even in a full calendar year, and you guys are already pumping him up almost in the top 10. Breece Hall is a top 10 running back, could be a top 5 running back in the NFL, no question in fantasy football. Coming off an ACL, forgive me, I'm scared. We saw what happened with J.K. Dobbins. Slow out the gates on the pup. He had a setback, had to have more surgery to clean up the knee, and how do we know this isn't going to happen to Breece Hall as well? You guys just think that he's going to come out the gates and be the guy he was last season? We'll see. I don't see it personally, and I'm definitely playing it safe with Breece Hall this season. If he comes back, fresh in preseason, I'd be shocked if they're going to play him in the preseason. I don't think it's going to happen at all. So you're not going to see any positive gameplay whatsoever from a Breece Hall likely this entire offseason, and you're comfortable taking him at number 11? Okay, well then I hope your season goes well, because right now I'm definitely I love Breece Hall, don't get me wrong, but the problem is the ACL. How long is this recovery going to be? And we're not even at a full calendar year come October. So you guys just understand what I'm saying. Hedge your bets just a little bit if you're going to go with a Breece Hall. Number 18, Jahmyr Gibbs, Detroit Lions. Okay, I'm under 2 consensus, but it is what it is. They got David Montgomery, and they're going to do a split backfield here. This could very well easily be like a Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara type of deal in Detroit with Montgomery and Gibbs. Gibby's an absolute playmaker, no kidding. He's going to have his opportunities, and he's going to show out in this league. He is a very talented running back, but 18 right now is very comfortable for me for another rookie running back that is not named Bijan Robinson. Number 19, Miles Sanders. Who's he got, man? Nobody behind him. You got Chuba Hubbard, and then you got Blackshear and all those other guys that you're talking about. This is Miles Sanders' backfield to lose. No kidding about that. Yes, he does have injury history. It is a concern, 100%. That's why I still have him at 19, but he could be literally one of my biggest high risers as this offseason does go, because volume upside is definitely going to be key for a Miles Sanders, and he's ready to show out. He got his bag. They paid him the money to be the running back 1 here in Carolina. If Bryce Young can continue and show that he is the franchise quarterback that we all think he's going to be, Miles Sanders could have a very good season. Number 20, Dameon Pierce, Houston Texans. Okay, and I'll be the first to admit, I wasn't overly favorable on a Dameon Pierce. He showed me. He proved it, and I was wrong. See, I can tell you all when I'm wrong. I like this game. I just wasn't over the moon like everybody else was, but he did show up. But then why did you bring in a guy like Devin Singletary if you were that comfortable in a Dameon Pierce, Houston Texans? That's a question mark. So now you're going to see some touches. So obviously they felt, based on the injury that Pierce did sustain, they felt the workload may be a little bit too much for him to hold down because he takes a lot of punishment. Enter in a Devin Singletary motor from the Buffalo Bills. We'll see, man. 20 is definitely fair for me when it comes to a Pierce, because there could be some more split touches in this backfield. Now with C.J. Stroud, this offense is going to be so good. And I'm telling y'all, Houston Texans fans, 2 years, 3 years, this offense is going to be something to deal with. And you guys better get your popcorn ready, and you should be excited. It is very, very good. Number 21 to finish it off, the last 5 I got, man. Joe Mixon. If you could stay out of his own way and stop getting into trouble, maybe I could lift you back up this board. Joe, something's up with Joe. Off the field. Don't like it whatsoever. I've always been a Joe Mixon supporter through and through. Coming out of OU, I believed in the talent. He looked like, something like a Le'Veon Bell type of running back. But the fantasy football efficiency rates are just terrible for Joe Mixon these past couple years. And if it wasn't for that 5-touchdown performance, he wouldn't even have cracked where he sat. It was just a huge game. Almost 50 points, half PPR he scored in that one contest. You take that away, and Joe Mixon's season does not look as favorable. I got him at 21, even though the Bengals are extremely still high-octane, high-powered, and Joe will have still a big role in this offense. I'm definitely looking in other directions unless Joe definitely falls down the board in my draft that I'm going to select him in on my fantasy football team. Number 22, DeAndre Swift. Everyone's got him at 26. Won't do it, man. He could rise up my board as well. DeAndre Swift is a phenomenal talent. Issue is the injuries. Can he stay healthy? Now he's with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles traded for him. New look, and it's always a good positive. The Eagles are a huge running team, one of the biggest running teams in the entire NFL, and they will support and feed DeAndre Swift. Every opportunity that they could get, the touchdown upside is going to be massive for Swift this season. Please stay healthy and prove me right. That's the only problem that we have with Swift. But at 22, where consensus is at 26, I'm trying to get DeAndre Swift on every team that I got this year, barring any situation from now until the start of the season, that is. But DeAndre Swift definitely going to continue to rise up my board if he keeps showing out. Number 23, Alvin Kamara, where they got him at 29. And I understand, but how can you kick Alvin Kamara out of the top 25 when he still hasn't been suspended? That's the only thing keeping him out of the top 15 is the pending suspension that could potentially happen. We still don't know what's going to happen. Roger Goodell has not laid the boom because the court case, I do believe, is still under, its proceedings. And until we understand what it is, we got to go with what we know today. And what we know today is Alvin Kamara is not suspended. And if you're getting Alvin at 23 and he doesn't get suspended, good Lord, that is value for days for a top 10 running back in fantasy football every single year. Number 24, Isaiah Pacheco, Kansas City Chiefs. It's Jerick McKinnon and Pacheco show once again. Can I be honest? I have a bias on a Pacheco. I do like him. I think he's got a good, set level of talent. It's his running style. I can't get past it. I don't like it whatsoever. It's the heavy feet, weird, head bobbing. It's weird, and it's something about his running style. Is he a good running back to great running back? He's a good running back, and he's going to give you fantasy productivity, especially with the fact that he plays with Patrick Mahomes. But the running style I can't get past. But hey, I'm one higher than the consensus, so maybe my bias isn't off anyway. Finishing it off, number 25 with James Conner, Arizona Cardinals. This one, okay, it's the caveat. I almost had James Cook here from the Buffalo Bills at number 25, and I may do the flip as this offseason does go on because I think James Cook is going to be absolutely phenomenal this year. But James Conner right now, they just released DeAndre Hopkins from these Arizona Cardinals. Big situation. Where is D-Hop going to go? We're going to touch that on another day. But this offense now is going to be horrific, man. You only got Marquise Hollywood Brown. You got some other sprinkles. And you got no Kyler Murray for the foreseeable future. They're in full tank mode, baby. We'll see what they do with that tank mode, but this is going to be garbage time productivity through and through, and James Conner is going to be that guy. Easy flex play every single week, barring any kind of, situation, but you're going to have to wait for it. You're going to be sweating it every single week because you're waiting for that garbage time from a James Conner, but I mean, this Arizona Cardinals team is in such disarray, so I will not be surprised if I kick James Conner out of my top 25, but nevertheless, there you go. That is the top 25 running backs. And it's a good one. It's a good group, and there is actually even crazier value. We're going down to number 40. I will give you guys the top 50 before the season is beginning, but nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. What do you guys think? You like my ranks? You disagree with the ranks? Throw your ranks in there if you think I'm wrong. Let's debate it out, man. Always like to have conversations with new people, but nevertheless, we'll see you next time. I am out.